One of the most talked about issues going alongside March Madness is always the cost of lost worker productivity. I've been there myself at work. You sneak away a couple minutes during your work day to glance up at the TV, especially that first weekend of games. I mean, my goodness, how could you not? And this year, lost worker productivity is at an all-time high. John, help us break down the scope of this impact. What does your data show?
Well, we see the lost productivity this year up by almost $1 billion. It's now $17.3 billion in lost productivity during the course of the tournament. And that's in part due because we have 2.7 million more workers working this year than we had last year when March Madness was taking place. 48% of all workers spend time, fill out a bracket, look at the pools. Right now, there's 160 million people in the workforce. So 48% of that, is just over 76 million workers who get into March Madness, just like they get into the Super Bowl.
To your previous point about seeing more people back in the workforce now, how about the work from home component, especially since the pandemic, John? How is that kind of added into your data collection?
Well, it certainly makes it easier. There are more distractions. Everybody's got their TV at home. So it might have taken some doing to go get the game on your computer screen. Some companies did block that. There was the famous, infamous boss screen where you could, click your mouse and it would go off. Some companies had it going on in their lunchrooms. We think that's a good idea. But if you're working from home, it's just so easy to have that game on in the background. And once it's on in the background, you're going to pay attention to it, as you get your work done.
I have to ask, does this happen at Challenger Gray at Christmas? Does that include your company?
Of course. I mean, we believe in March Madness. In fact, we do think that $17 billion in lost productivity is actually a good spend on the part of American business, especially with all the stress today, with the inflation, with the risk of more layoffs coming that we're seeing, say, out in the tech sector that's spreading into the economy. Finding ways to bring your people together around something like having a shared pool, offering like the winner, something that makes people want to engage, allowing them to talk about the pool, say on Zoom calls with each other or over the water cooler, although there's less of that than there used to be, is just a good idea.